nobody addresses.
And his like butler, who apparently just takes him places to bully kids.
That I didn't pick up on that, but you're right. That butler is always like, yes, fine, insulting, Master Waldo.
Just perfectly shows up wherever he's needed, takes the kid wherever. They also this conveniently show like Waldo shows up at the fire, I think.
That's right. Yeah, I think Darla like runs away. That one's so. All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But so here, two little girls with no name go for a kiss. If I had a Fifi, if I had $1 for every time I was going for a big wet one, only to be savagely attacked by a fucking dog. So yeah,
what an entrance this kid makes.
Oh yeah, that's shock and awe right there. That's the U.S. military uses those same tactics. Just send in the dogs to terrorize the populace and like swoon their women.
And yeah, she's immediately feeling him. Like she's immediately like just into it.
He's spitting hard game. He's like, you have the sophistication of a woman of 12.
Do you think they were driving and he said to his butler, like, yo, there's a fine piece of pussy on the side of the road there.
Hey, yo.
We pull over.
Let Fifi out. I'm going to get this bitch.
Yeah.
So, okay. So right here, we have, I can have this play in the background without the audio. So Alfalfa goes against all his friends and the people who actually love him because this girl wants a nice restaurant in the Forbidden Zone. They do their best to ruin it by throwing in, I think they run the grape juice through a boot. They make kitty litter sandwiches. So I want to ask, did you have any dates that popped to mind that went spectacularly off the rails?
Oh yeah, the exact date happened to me where people put kitty litter in a sandwich I was eating and started a fire. No, I have I had a date where I was an OkCupid date and she wanted to prove how adventurous she was. So she was like, "Let's go to Wildwood on a whim."
Oh boy.
And then on the way, she was like, "I'm going to invite some friends." I was like, "Oh, okay." And this is like a first date. And she invited her friends. We were all packed into her 2-door car. There was like 5 of us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting up front with her. And then one of her friends was like, "Actually, I get car sickness. I need to be in the front." So I got relegated to the back seat. This group of friends was not warm or receptive to me at all. Like she was like trying to include me. I'm a little more passive, so I'm like not the best at inserting myself into conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm just like totally like out of my element. I'm just in this group of friends that are not my friends. We get to Wildwood and everything's just closing. Like it's like a really shitty night.
Oh.
There's nothing to do. Nobody even wanted to go on the beach because it was too windy.
Did you go on like a Tuesday in April, like before everything opens, or?
It was a weeknight, but it was just like a really shitty weather night. It ended up being a miserable trip. I was like, "Oh, I guess we can all go to the bar." And then one of the friends was under 21, so we couldn't. Like,
oh god,
we couldn't even do that. I don't know. This group of people just made me feel so out of the loop. I ended up getting in an argument with someone on the way back too. It was so miserable. Like I was like, I think I'm just gonna get on a bus to go home. Like,
oh god, yeah. I have had some New York City nights where it's like where do you come up with a bunch of people and it just gets so out of hand. It's like I'm grabbing the Chinatown bus. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah. But I learned the lesson: always drive yourself to a date. Like always share a space where you can leave whenever. And then I realized like that's just a rule women know.
Oh yeah, well they need to know it for necessity. We need to know it for convenience.
I was like, I put myself in a very compromising situation. It's just like, this sucks.
I had also an OkCupid date. OkCupid was always my dating platform of choice. That's how I met my wife. So I went on a date with a girl. We went to Barcade, which if you live in a town or city, listener, that does not have Barcade, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a bar that has a bunch of classic arcade games in it. And I met a girl there who 5 minutes into the date said like, "Oh yeah, my mom died 6 months ago. I'm having a hard time." Oof. Which is fine. I'm the dead dad guy, so I'm fine talking about that. Also, just as like I feel like as a horny man in his 20s, like if the girl is halfway decent looking, a lot of bad shit really needs to happen on a first date for me to be like, well, that was really inappropriate of you to say. So he's like, oh, so you cut a dog's throat. Tell me more.
Ugh.
Yeah, I've met shitty dogs. I get it.
Yeah, it's cutting dog's throat and dead parent are in the same similar vein, I'd say.
Same ballpark, though.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So somewhere in the date, we're having a good date, honestly, I think. About 45 minutes in, she had already laid the groundwork that she has a new roommate moving in, and it's already a pain in the ass. She gets a text 45 minutes in saying, like, my roommate got locked out of her, got locked out of the house, doesn't have her keys yet. I got to go let her in. I said, like, oh, okay, you want to just call it a night? She says, no, I'll do this. I'll be right back. Like, oh, okay. 20 minutes pass. Like, hey, everything all right? Like, yeah, I'm figuring it out. I'll be back in a minute. Another 20 minutes pass. It's like, hey, what's happening here? Stops responding. Totally ditched me. I gave her the out. Do you want to call it a night? Is this done already? No, she texted me 20 minutes later, like, no, I'll be back in a minute. And I never saw her again.
Did she survive?
Maybe I don't know. that roommate might have done her in. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe she got, maybe nothing went wrong and she was just murdered, That's one,
Maybe she got arrested for killing that dog. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Can't keep track of things. Speaking of dogs,